Have you ever stood beneath the open sky, in the silence of the night, and wondered where God truly is? Have you looked toward the heavens in prayer, only to feel a presence within rather than above? What if the direction you face doesn't matter, because the beloved you seek is already closer than your own soul? In a world fragmented by boundaries, beliefs, and binaries, a single Quranic verse invites us to look beyond form and direction and into the formless, omnipresent divine. To Allah belong the East and the West, so wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. Indeed, Allah is all-encompassing and all-knowing. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:115. This is not just a verse, it is a doorway into the heart of divine unity. And through the eyes of the Sufis, the lovers, the seekers, the mystics, this verse reveals layers upon layers of mystical meaning, inviting us to a transformation of how we see the world, ourselves, and God. Let us journey together into the mystical ocean of this verse. The surface meaning: legal, literal, and historical. In the classical, exoteric interpretation, this verse emerged in a context where the early Muslim community was facing Jerusalem during prayer. Later, the Qibla was changed to the Kaaba in Mecca. This raised questions. What if one prays in a direction unknowingly? Or what if circumstances prevent one from facing the designated Qibla? This verse came as a divine reassurance. Wherever you turn, physically, geographically, the presence of Allah is not limited to a direction. But to stop here is to merely sip from the cup, when the Sufis drink deeply from the ocean. The face of Allah. What does it mean? In Sufi metaphysics, the face of Allah does not refer to a literal face, for Allah is beyond form, time, and space. Rather, it refers to the divine presence, al-Haq, the aspect of God that is revealed in all of creation. Ibn Arabi, the great Andalusian mystic, calls this Wajh al-Haq fi kulli shay, the face of truth in everything. This face is the inner reality of all that exists. To turn to it is not just a matter of geography, but of consciousness. Whether you're facing east or west, or even turning inward, you're in front of the face of God. God is not elsewhere. The verse shatters the illusion of God as a distant king on a celestial throne. It deconstructs the human tendency to localize the sacred, to think of God as being up there, separate from down here. In Sufi thought, this verse affirms the doctrine of Wahdat al-Wujud, unity of being. All existence is a manifestation of the divine names and attributes. The multiplicity of forms is like the countless waves of a single ocean. To quote Rumi, "Don't seek God in the heavens, seek him in your own heart." The mirror of existence. Everywhere you turn, there is the face of Allah. To the Sufi, this means that every atom, every moment, every face you encounter is a mirror reflecting aspects of the divine. When you gaze at the poor, the sick, the enemy, the beloved, or even your own reflection, you are staring into a facet of the face of God. But there is a paradox. Only the purified heart can see it. As the Hadith Qudsi states, "I was a hidden treasure, and I love to be known. So I created creation, that I may be known." The face of Allah is the known aspect of the hidden treasure. It is His visibility in the invisible, His presence in the apparent. The inner direction, Qibla of the heart. True orientation is not external, it is internal. The Kaaba is a symbolic center, but the real center is the heart that has been emptied of all but God. The Sufi Qibla is the turning of the inner being to divine reality, not just the physical body. Bayazid Bastami said, "I turned my face towards the Kaaba, but I saw that God was facing me from every direction." The cosmic inclusivity of the divine. This verse is radically inclusive. It tells us that no place is devoid of divine presence. The sacred is not confined to mosques, temples, or churches. The tavern and the prayer niche are both permeated with God. The prostitute and the priest, the saint and the sinner, all live, move, and have their being in the one. This does not negate morality, but it awakens compassion. For if the face of God is everywhere, then every soul is a locus of theophany, the death of idols. The idols are not just statues, they are fixed concepts, rigid dogmas, limited images of God. When we believe God is only in our religion, our rituals, our ideology, we turn the infinite into an idol. This verse smashes those idols by declaring, wherever you turn, the face of God is there. Not just in the mosque, but in the market. Not just in Arabic, but in all tongues. Not just in Islam, but wherever there is sincerity, love, and surrender. The divine immanence and transcendence. Allah is all-encompassing, wasi, and all-knowing, alim. These two names are not placed randomly at the end of the verse. They reinforce the paradox. God is both transcendent, beyond all, and immanent, within all. The mystic lives in this tension. He worships not just the God who is above the throne, but the God who whispers from within. The prayer beyond prayer. Salah is a sacred act, but to the mystic, every breath can become a prostration. When you recognize the face of God in all things, the entire world becomes a mosque. Walking, eating, weeping, working, all become acts of worship. The Sufi does not escape the world to find God. He walks through the world with God. Practical implications for the seeker. How does one live with this awareness? See every encounter as an encounter with the divine. Speak to others as though speaking to God. Forgive because the face of God lives even in the one who hurt you. Be humble, for you are not the doer, only a mirror. Practice muraqabah, watchfulness. Observe every thought, every action as though in the presence. Wherever you turn, even in your darkest hour, even in your deepest sin, there is the face of God. Closing reflection. This single verse, when seen through the mystical eye, is not just about prayer direction. It is about perception, presence, and profound unity. It calls us to recognize the sacred in the ordinary, the divine in the diverse, the infinite in the immediate. Rumi sums it up beautifully. I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. If this verse has awakened something in your heart, don't let the fire go out. Reflect on how you perceive God, yourself, and others. Practice seeing the face of Allah in all places, all moments, all beings. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into Sufi interpretations of Quranic verses. Share this video with someone searching for a deeper connection with the divine. And leave a comment. Where have you seen the face of God in your life? Because sometimes the veil is not on the face of God. It is on our eyes. Let us remove it together. Peace, love, and light on your path.